How often do you use the sun to tell what time it is? Of course, looking to the sky won't give you an exact number, but it may help you differentiate day and night, or when the day may be beginning or winding down. In 2018, though, how are you telling time? Unless you've gone off the grid and decided to live off the land, it's safe to assume you rely on some form of mechanical time. In this video, we will examine both the sun and a clock for the representations of biological and mechanical time, along with their historical, philosophical, and societal roles as evocative objects. The mechanical clock can be traced back to 1300 BC with the first sundials, a device meant to tell the time of day based on the position of the sun in the sky. In 1370 BC, the French relied on a series of bells to keep track of time. In 1400 BC, the Greeks used water clocks. It wasn't until 1510 that the watch industry began, in the mid-late 1800s that any form of mechanical technology was set into play. The way history shows our recording methods of time reveals what was most important to us: to stay on schedule. Whether for planting and harvesting, tracking changing seasons, keeping watch of the movement of stars and planets, or simply getting to school on time. Today, ubiquitous, accurate, and synchronized, clocks keep civilizations aligned. The sun, on the other hand, keeps civilization, both man and nature, aligned. The sun warms our seas, stirs our atmosphere, generates our weather patterns, and gives energy to the plants that provide the food and oxygen for all life on Earth. Animals are seen more directly relying on the sun for a sort of clock. When the sun is up, so are they, and unless they're nocturnal, they disappear with it as well. As an omnipresent symbol, the sun can be found influencing cultures, religions, and spiritual traditions that incorporate many different understandings of the universe. Archaeology has unearthed many structures with alignments to celestial bodies, and the strong notion that those people worship stars, the moon, and the sun. So, how do these things connect? Take, for example, the 2006 Tom Hanks film, Castaway. It centers around a FedEx employee who is so consumed with time, it nearly gets him killed. After surviving a plane crash and washing up on a deserted island, viewers watch as a man who owned several watches and pagers, all set for different cities, become totally reliant on the sun and the wall of a cave to keep track of time. It's a literal unraveling of an addiction to man-made mechanical time that reverts to the natural time humans used to rely on. While Tom Hanks' character made the shift from mechanical to natural, historically we can see colonized people and tribes being forced from natural to mechanical. Being synchronized on the same schedule poses an advantage to colonizers, as an exact time fared much better against tribes relying on the sun in their own systems. On a more individual level, each person is navigating life using our own mechanical time, while our bodies move on their own biological clocks. Whether in aging, a woman's birth cycle, or our natural circadian rhythms, our beings operate in a cycle while not fully controlled by the sun, take cues from an environment directly affected by it. In any case, a clock is a clock, and the sun is, well, also a clock. Two objects we rely on completely and have become so ingrained into our everyday routines, it's hard to imagine a life without them. Time rules over us without mercy, and we live in a world consumed by it. Whether a New York businessman rushing to work, or a reptile trying to wake up for the day, these methods of time are both necessary and elaborate. The clock is always ticking. Both of them are.